Welcome to the Empower Room for Empowering Moments with your host, Timothy Hughes. Empowering Moments is brought to you by Empower Media, LLC, where we empower you, parents, and the entire community with transformative information to move mind and spirit to a higher state of well-being. So welcome to the Empower Room, and let's get started.
All right, welcome to the Empower Room on Thursday. This is a special edition of Empower Media for the Empower Room, Empowering Moments, and wanted to do something different for the summer. So we're going to have some monthly summer engagement. So we have a wonderful guest that's with us this evening that I'm so excited to have with us today and to discuss the topic that we're going to be discussing today, and that's dealing with social justice in the Black church. So just so excited about today's conversation and hope that you will enjoy the dialogue and just make sure you to like our page, send an emoji, follow us. My name is Rev T from Empower Media, LLC. And the purpose of Empower Media the purpose of Empowering Moments is to promote Empower Media LLC by sharing cultural and civic and inspirational moments with special guests from all over the world. For those that have been watching and following us, we do have guests from all over, and today is no different. And Empower Media is a social empowerment entity, and we empower community through social and digital media, book publishing, programming, and speaking engagements. We have over 25 years of experience. We do have a website, which is empowermediallc1.com, empowermediallc1.com, and as you can see, it's spelled MPWR. Is how we spell empower, which is a play on words. So please check out our website and take a look at our menu of services that's available on our website, and you'll be able to learn more about Empower Media on that website. And again, like I say, today is a special summer edition that we have for today, and just excited to have our very special guest who's with us today, and it is none other than the Reverend Dr. Larry A. Brown, who is with us, and he is the co-founder of Grace Ministries Development and Grace Chapel Ministries and Grace Chapel Development. And we're so glad that he's with us today. And I know him from the city of St. Louis, where he resides, and I'd like to bring him on and share a little information with you about him. So let me bring him on board, and I'll give you a little background on him as we introduce him to everyone. All right, Reverend Brown, how are you, sir?
I'm just fine, Tim. Thank you so much.
All right, wonderful. I'm so glad you were able to be with us today. This is a first attempt of a summer special edition of the Empowering Moments that we do on Sundays, every other Sunday. So I wanted to do something during the summer, once a month in the evening, to kind of share and get kind of deep into some thoughts that I thought would be, or discussions that I thought would be very, very instrumental and engaging and empowering for our community. So to share a little bit about you, Reverend Brown is the co-founder and retired board chairman of WorkNet Incorporated, a national employment network of the Social Security Administration. He currently providing employment services to more than 1,500 persons throughout the United States. He has more than 50 years of leadership experience in programs serving the disabled, senior citizens, and underprivileged populations in the United States. As an entrepreneur and as an agency employee, Larry's focus has always been that of striving to improve the quality of life of his constituents. He has won many achievements, honors, and continues to work with numerous community based organizations such as the NAACP and the National Urban League. He also continues to function as the president and co-founder of Grace Chapel Ministries. Reverend Dr. Larry A. Brown is an ordained minister and member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity and a Prince Hall Mason. All right, all right, all right. And big ups to Omega Psi Phi. My dad was an Omega Psi Phi, so I got to give big ups to you guys. I have a dear relationship with y'all, although I'm not an Omega man. I feel like I'm an Omega man because my dad was an Omega man. So thank you so much for that.
You act like
Yes,
an Omega
indeed.
man. You should be an Omega
Oh,
man.
all right, all right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Yep. So how are you doing, Reverend Brown? How are things going for you these days? With all that's going on in our world, how are you today?
I'm doing quite well, but the thing that concerns me the most is during times like we have right now in our country, we
Mm-hmm.
have a certain group of people who it affects astronomically while everyone is being affected negatively. So
Okay.
again, we still have the same people at the bottom of the care pole who are really, really catching it really, really, really bad these days. And I'm very concerned about that because when people see nothing but negativism and experience nothing but negativism, they become negative unless steps are actually taken to prevent that from happening.
Understand. Yeah, and I feel that. I mean, I think it's really taking a hold on our community to the point where you're seeing outbursts of it, in my opinion, in relation to various things that are happening within our community, with just strange outbursts, strange reactions to like everyday life. Think I remember hearing something about a lady actually was upset because the drive-through wasn't open at a restaurant, and unfortunately, if I remember correctly, she lost her life because of the interaction she had with the police. So there's just a lot going on right now, and that we need much prayer. Which I know we both do for sure. Along with other things that we need to do as well. So what are your assessments of social justice? I wanted to talk about the topic of the social justice in the Black church, and then also I want to also dive into your book, Thoughts for a Positive Life. I also wanted to get into that too. But before we do that, what would your assessment be of social justice in the Black church? And the reason I say that from when I was in seminary, I remember reading a book and realizing how impactful the church was in the social development, if you will, of the community, the assimilation of the community into society, coming from slavery and that type of thing, going way back to then to through the 60s and all that type of thing. So, where would you say? How would you assess within the Black church today in relation to social justice?
Well, I think, Tim, Reverend Tim, that the
Hmm.
role of the church today, particularly the Black church, is extremely
Hmm.
important and is almost the key to a necessary key, by the way, to
Mm-hmm.
keep things stabilized and moving forward in our community. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
as you know, churches have developed over the years much different than they were in slavery times. In that,
Right.
you have so many different kind of denominations. Uh, Someone recently said that on Sunday is the most segregated time of the year. You can see blacks
Yes.
in black churches, and whites in white churches, and you also have denominations that have created their own platitudes and rules and regulations to go along with what is biblical. So that sometimes becomes very confusing to the layperson or the person in the community who needs to be in church and who is perhaps looking for some solutions. So the role that the church plays, or should play, or can play, or must play, is extremely important for the sanctity and salvation of our people.
Understand. I agree wholeheartedly. Wholeheartedly, I do. So in relation to how that looks now. I know. I mean, the dynamics of church have changed. We're not. We have. We're able to move about. The country and move about the cities and live in the suburb and that type of thing. Now we find a lot of churches where the people that are from the community are those that may drive in versus those that are actually in the neighborhoods. If we're talking like in the major cities, for example, in the hood, we just keep it keep it real.
Yeah.
So what do you have any suggestions for ways of connecting to the community, those communities that are definitely in need of assistance of any kind of way?
Well, you said something very, very important, and that is if we've been told in my generation and the generation before mine and the generation before that, to achieve the American dream, that is
Hmm.
to get a good job, to try and raise your family to a higher standard than you were able to achieve, to move into a nice neighborhood, and to keep moving up.
Right.
When in fact, our churches that were created then are still in the black community, but the residents or the members, the long-term members of the church, in many instances are either deceased or either have moved away from the urban setting where the church is located. And like you said, they come in
Right.
on Sundays and they go back out and they walk
Hmm.
or drive or motor just past all the people who are left there, who are people just like us and just like we used to be, who need
Hmm.
services. So
Right.
the church must be very, very sensitive to that. And because of all of the programs and ministries that the churches have these days, and you have mega churches, mega black churches even, uh,
Yes. Yes.
who are perceived a little bit differently by the people who live right next door to where they're located or in the same community where they're located. So the church has to intentionally develop programs to meet the needs of the people who live near the church. And that way, and we have to be sensitive that these people have feelings just like we used to have, and just like we
Right.
still have, but we
Right.
address our feelings a different way. They have to address theirs a different way, and they see us almost a lot of times as snobs. In fact,
Hmm.
we are.
Right.
Some church
Right.
people, our ministry has always been one that ministers to people who are what we call the have-nots, or who are in transition, or who are
Hmm.
typically not your dues-paying candidates or dues-paying members. So one Sunday, one of our members, who was a former drug addict, had cleaned
Hmm.
himself up and was trying to move ahead. He
Mm-hmm.
purposely uh, stood out in front of one of our more prominent black churches, which had been around for a long time. And he was kind of dirty and he was begging. And people walked past him and walked right on in the church and had good church services and never addressed his particular perceived need. Of course, he was
Mm-hmm.
acting to some extent, but he was acting like people who really live in that particular community. He's acting like
Okay.
he used to be before he became connected with us. And he
I
was,
see.
as a matter of fact, he used to lead a song called I'm Just a Nobody Trying to Tell Everybody About Somebody
Right, about somebody who could save
Yourself.
anybody. Right. Right.
Right, right. And so, and it was personal to him. It was personal to him
Okay.
because he'd been there before. And
I hear you.
if we don't watch ourselves, if we're not sensitive to the needs of the people around us who we drive
Mm-hmm.
right past, then we are missing what God really wants us to do.
I hear you. I hear you. And you know you the key word. I love that word intentionality. You know that word is so important. You know to embody and to you have to raise your consciousness to think of to think of those things. You know because I with me being here in Texas and we're still trying to find the right church connection for us since we've been here, and then COVID is, now there's no churches or not having indoor churches really. There's a few that are having folks come to the church, but most are virtual at this time. So, but I remember one of my routes home from one of my jobs, and there was this young man that was out. He's out at this corner every day and it's hot here in Texas, as you already know, and just as it is in St. Louis, it's hot. So I'm like, I'm going to give him something. I would, when I got to the stop, I would drop him some water. One day I gave him some shoes, some shoes that I couldn't wear, that were a little bit too big for me. I asked what size shoe he wore, and he said and asked him did he want the shoes, and he said yes. So I gave them to him. But I think that that's key for us to be intentional wherever we see where we can be of service. More so now with the change in dynamics with us living where we live in different parts of the cities and counties and so on and so forth. And when we do engage folks that are less fortunate than us, then you'll be surprised. Even just going to pick up a meal I've done that, pick up a meal at a fast food restaurant. For somebody and just gave it to them. And one time I even had a lunch that I didn't eat. And I just gave to the guy. Said, "Do you want this sandwich?" And he took the sandwich. So it's you just be surprised. What you can do when you kind of set your mind to be available to serve wherever you are. I think that's an important point too to do. Yeah, so I wanna thank you in regard to us dialoguing in regard to the social justice and the Black church, and I know there are a lot of churches that are really doing a lot of good things, and and I think there are a lot of churches that could do more and be a little bit more intentional about reaching out to the communities that they reside in, especially for those that are in the inner city for sure. So, but I want to get to your book. Thoughts for a Positive Life. I want to thank you for this contribution that you have provided. And can you tell us more about your book?
I'd be glad to. Let me say this that no
Mhm.
matter what your status is in life or becomes, all of us have times when we need encouragement. So this
Right.
book is designed to encourage people uh, over and over and over and over again so that they can make it through whatever that difficulty is that they're having a problem with. So the book contains solutions to very simple problems that we really address, especially in urban areas and especially within the Black community. It a lot of times problems seem so big and so overwhelming that they can't be solved. So we end up doing nothing, and the tendency is somebody will take advantage of our doing nothing, and we need to be aware that we are individually responsible for and very important to the solutions that need to be in our communities. So this book is one that can be used over and over and over again as we make our way through life, as we journey through life, and need some encouragement so that we're making the right decision and staying on the right path at all times. You know, the Bible is important to us, but you have to search through the Bible, through the chapters, and because it does a lot of things. It tells us who He is. It tells us how the world was formed. It gives us examples to live by. But sometimes a person just needs a thought or an image or a slogan, and this book provides exactly that. It has quotations from famous people who have been there and done that and now have made it through. It has scriptures in it from the Bible, and it has solutions that are simple of problems that we face every single day. The book is available at Amazon, Barnes and Noble, and most major bookstores all across the country. And it's something we feel that every household should have that, because everybody in that household, as they journey through life, can refer to that book from time to time to get through a rough period of time that they might be going through.
Yes, indeed. I thoroughly agree. And as I shared with you earlier, I was dealing with some issues this week and ran across, some thoughts that, gave me some encouragement. So I want to thank you for that, because it was a very timely that I needed the words of these positive thoughts, in my life at this very moment. So it's very true. So just to be a testament to what you had hoped it would do, it has done it for me. So thank you.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that. Believe
Yes,
me,
sir. Yes, sir.
people run into things that they get exasperated about, or it throws them off balance for a period of time, or they become
Right.
frustrated, or they become
Right.
emotional, or they give up, or they do other kind of negative things. And sometimes they resort to very bizarre uh, behavior that is typically not like them, but because of the stress that
Right.
they're under and the pressure that they're under, they don't see an immediate way out. And it's just
Right.
this: pick up this book and read a slogan, read how somebody else did it,
All
and you
right.
don't read long, because all of the answers are sentences and paragraphs and very short statements.
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, indeed. Yep. So there's one. Let me see. It's not too late. It's one of your thoughts, which is really cool. And it says I have some important news for you. Your links are so incredible on this event, and every single skill is connected back to back to back. If you are a little bit off on one skill, it goes right into the next skill, the next skill, the next skill. You have to be so technically precise.
You know, I'm reminded of a statement that we've all heard before. There, but for the grace of God, go I. And any given time in life, uh, we could be exactly where we see someone else being, and we made it through. And it's important that others make it through. Sometimes Experience is a dear fool, but a fool will learn and no other. Uh, Sometimes, however, you can tell a person how to survive or how to address an issue, and that becomes all that they really, really need. Of course, they have to believe you. They have to have faith in you. They have to have respect for you. And that is where the urban church becomes involved. We cannot become too much so that we separate ourselves from our brothers and sisters who are still trying to make it through. We have to lend them a
Yes.
helping hand. We have to pick them up.
Yes.
We have to pick them up because somebody picked us up at one time. We may not want to say it. We may not want to remember it, but there we are. The Good Samaritan is important.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Thoughts for a Positive Life. It is available at Amazon by Reverend Dr. Larry A. Brown, and it is available on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Is that correct?
Yes, and most other major bookstores. You can always get it.
Okay, and much other. Okay, great. Right. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah, so that is a real.
In most places, it's $11.49.
Okay, all right. Well, we want to thank you for being with us, and I do have some contact information for you. So we've got your website, gracechapelministries.org, and then Grace Chapel Development at gmail.com. Your contact email, and then we also have your phone number if anyone is interested in getting in contact with Dr. Larry Brown. His phone number is 314-995-5013. And if you want to learn more about his book, that would be, I'm sure he'd be glad to hear from you there, and you know where you can go to get Thoughts for a Positive Life is the title of his book, and I am honored to know you. I've known you for a number of years, and you have really been a blessing in my life, and you blessed me with a couple of jobs, and hooked me up with a wedding that I officiated that was with a prominent person there in St. Louis, and I thank you for that. And then at my dad's funeral, you were there with the Omegas, and that just blessed my heart and gave me what I needed to
I gained a few pounds.
so I thank you definitely for that.
For the years too.
So what now?
I gained a few pounds over the years of knowing you. I don't know if you that or not.
Okay. I think I gained more than you. I think you look the same to me. All right, but
I'm going to mention that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I thank you so much, Reverend Brown, for being on with us today, and thank you for being our first guest on our summer special editions, and look forward to having you back on with us, and much success with your book. And also, there's a shirt that you have, I believe that it says, "I'm alive, let me survive." I'm alive, let me survive. So that's a campaign that you have. Can you tell us a little bit more about that before we go?
Yes, thanks so much for asking. We have to involve ourselves in permanent change rather than react to situations that occur. You know, when we have demonstrations, when we have things, they're a result of an action that has been taken. But if we plan for total change, we start with our young people. As a man thinketh, so is he. We strongly believe that, and we have to make sure that we put the right things before our children. And this T-shirt is something that we give to seniors in high school because they're our next adults in our communities.
Right.
They're the people who
Right.
will be working, who will be leading our communities, who will be members of organizations, and then they will also start influencing and having children and influencing the young people. So we've got to start early, we've got to be continuous, and we've got to be permanently committed to change. And this T-shirt, of course, if the young people wear it, and we also have the young people who are seniors to write about the community. What's wrong with the community? What do I plan to do about it?
Awesome.
What kind of
Awesome.
job do I want? And so we start them thinking in the right direction. And when they wear the T-shirts, of course, subliminal activity occurs because other people see it. And other people start
Right.
thinking,
Right.
adults start thinking, well, do I really have to kill somebody? I may still
Right.
steal, but do I have to kill? No, I don't.
Right.
There's
Right.
other,
Right.
other,
No.
other solutions. We're not telling people to
Yes,
stop
indeed.
doing
Yes.
anything, but people's conscience will cause them to not kill and will also cause them to think of other alternatives.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Well, I think this is definitely a worthy campaign. I'm alive, let me survive is what it says on the shirt. So again, you can reach out to Reverend Brown at that phone number, at his email address, website, and you can learn more about this shirt and where you may be, how you may be able to purchase it. Again, the book Thought for a Positive Life is also available at your local bookstores as well as Amazon and Barnes and Noble. So please pick this up. I think it'll be a blessing to all those in your household. All right. So thank you again, Reverend Brown, for being on with us. It's been a blessing to have you on. So glad that you were able to come on with me today. And I pray that you have a blessed rest of the evening and a peaceful summer and all that good stuff. And just enjoy, sit back and enjoy and continue to think positively.
Thank you so much. And may your audience do the same.
All right. All right. All right. God bless you, man. All right. All right. Thank you, Pastor. All right. All right. So I want to thank Reverend Larry Brown for being on with me today from St. Louis, Missouri. And it was indeed an honor to have him on with us and been inspired by him for many years with his ministry and working with him in two or three different capacities and very, I mean, just a real, he has a positive, peaceful demeanor about him that I just love. So I just thank him for that and thank God for introducing us and us being friends for sure. So, all right. So God bless you all. I hope that this has been a blessing to you with today's topic. And we'll be back again next month with another special edition of the Empower Room Summer Edition. So look forward to doing that again with you all, and it'll be at the end of the month in August. So look forward to having you all back with us then. And of course, we'll be back with you in a couple of weeks on Sunday. So look forward to that show as well. So have a lot going on. I pray that you'll have a blessed summer. Everything is going well with you. Please, y'all, make sure you get vaccinated. Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. Vaccinate, vaccinate, vaccinate. If you haven't got vaccinated, get vaccinated. Okay, don't be scared. Go ahead and get vaccinated. You're gonna be okay. All right, get vaccinated. All right, God bless you. I love you. I don't want to hear that someone I know, another person I know, a friend, a family member has COVID. If we can prevent that through this vaccination, please get yourself vaccinated. Okay, because there is another wave on its way, and from what I have been What my spirit is telling me is it is going to be worse than what we have already gone through from the second wave. So please get vaccinated. Let's not play with this. Okay? It's not about a faith over fear thing. It's about being wise and protecting yourself and your household. Okay? All right, so that's it. God bless you all. Have a wonderful rest of the day and week. Love you. Take care. And make sure to do something.
Welcome to the Empower Room for empowering moments with your host, Timothy Hughes. Empowering Moments is brought to you by Empower Media LLC, where we empower you, parents, and the entire community with transformative information to move mind and spirit to a higher state of well-being.